Hi, welcome to lesson 6. Okay, so we want to start our equation of perpendicular line. From the previous lesson we learned about only the perpendicular line without the equation yet. So for today we're gonna learn equation of perpendicular line. Okay, so before that let's check your previous lessons work first. Okay, this is one scenes from year 9 science 1 work. Okay, as I said before, I randomly pick using the lucky wheel, okay, to find out who's the lucky one so that I can pick, and then we mark the work together. Okay, please mark your own work as well. Alright, so we go back to the example 15. Okay, please double check again just in case if you do any mistake. Okay, so example 15, A, B, C here, yes, no, yes. Example 16, we have k equals to 3 over 2. And exercise 7.6, we discussed already also in the previous lesson. Please double check the 5 over 3, negative 3 over 5. And you need to show this one, yeah? You need to show out this one, must. Because they are asking you to show that it forms a right angle triangle. You cannot just show me the gradient of AB and gradient of BC, only these two. No, you have to show me after you get these two gradient, you need to tell me that these two times together is negative 1. Okay, please double check that. And then angle ABC is 90 degree. Okay, that one is also your answer. Okay, please help me to tick. Then we look at number 4a. Okay, we did this also before. T is 5 and negative 3. And this is your homework. I think there's no problem for homework. I think all of you get correct. Please double check again your gradient, negative 2, gradient half. And then to prove that they are perpendicular, you must show this one out. Okay, these two times together is negative 1. Okay, so you have 3 ticks here. So question number 3, asking you to find A. I think maybe 1 or 2 of you get wrong. It's just a careless mistake. Okay, please find out your mistake. But working wise is okay. You find gradient of AB, gradient of BC, and then this A is negative 1. Okay? So now let's go to equation of perpendicular line. Okay? So we understand what is perpendicular line already. Okay? We know that to find the gradient of a perpendicular line, we need M1, and then we need to convert that M1 to M2 by negative reciprocal. Okay? Or we can use M1 times M2 equals to negative 1. Okay, to find the equation of a perpendicular line, always equation of a line, no matter parallel or perpendicular, is always y equals to mx plus c. The difference is, how do you find the m? Okay, so this m over here, this m here, right? Okay, so this m here, y equals to m, this m must be the perpendicular line gradient. Okay, so if you are given another line that is perpendicular, you need to use the negative reciprocal, or m1 times m2 equals to negative 1. Okay, remember that? Okay, and then don't simply substitute point into the equation to find the c. Okay, I know you want to find, after the first step is find m, your second step is find c, but don't simply sub in any point from the question. Okay, a lot of students, they see questions point, any point they just sub in to find c. No. Okay, you must read the questions very careful. Okay, this is word problem question. Okay, so you don't simply substitute point into the equation. Make sure that the point that you are using passes through the perpendicular line. Okay, this is a perpendicular symbol. Okay. Okay, so now kids, I want you to look at this. Okay, this graph over here. There are two lines, right? They are perpendicular lines. Okay, obviously they are perpendicular lines. They make 90 degree. Okay, so there are two colors here, two lines colors, one blue, one purple. Okay, you can see here, right? Okay, so what I want to see you to see now is the equation of the blue line and the equation of the purple line. You focus on the m gradient, m1 and the m2. So okay, before I make any changes, you look at the m, the blue one is half, right? And the purple line, the m2 is negative 2. So they are negative reciprocal, kan? Negative reciprocal. Remember negative reciprocal? Repeat after me, please. Negative reciprocal. You know what's that? You change the sign and flip it. Okay? Okay. This is only occurs when these two lines are perpendicular. Okay? So the gradient is important for perpendicular lines. Okay? They are negative reciprocal to each other. Okay, what if I change my gradient now? You focus on only the gradient. You see the gradient, if I change to this, negative 1 over 2, the other one become 2, right? and that negative 1 become 1, right? They are negative reciprocal, and then 3 over 4 become, change sign, flip, negative 4 over 3, correct? Okay, I didn't change the C though. Look, I didn't change the C, I only changed the gradient. Okay, the C, it doesn't affect much. Okay, if I want to change the C, okay, let's say the blue line, you see, I change the C, it doesn't affect. If I change the C, the line, the gradient of the line doesn't change, okay? The slope is not changing, okay? I just want to let you know that the point where we choose, okay, look at this 0, negative 3, this one. If we are choosing the point, we must sub in to the purple equation, okay? If this point, let's say 0, 1, you don't sub in the 0, 1 to the blue line, okay? This 0 line belongs to the purple line, okay? Only these two things I want to show you. First is the gradient, okay? Second is the point. If we are using 0, 1, we sub into the purple one. Okay, I give you a very, very simple example. Okay, let's say now your this 0, 1, right? You sub into the blue line. If you sub in 0 to the x here, you won't get 1, right? Because why? Because it doesn't belong to the blue line. It belongs to the purple line. Okay? And 0, 1, it doesn't pass, I mean the line doesn't pass through 0, 1 for the blue one. Okay? So now let's look at equation, example 17. Find the equation of straight line that passes through point P. Okay, this point P with coordinate 210 and the perpendicular to the straight line. Okay, if you find out this one sentence very long, right? It's very annoying. Okay, so you break it down into parts by parts. Okay, when you read the questions, you read parts by parts. Okay, find the equation of straight line. Okay, you know that this part is asking you to find equation of straight line. Okay, then the second part they're asking you what? What are they saying? That passes through the point. Okay, this is another second part. Okay, this passes through point P. It refers to the equation of the straight line that you are finding. Okay, and then the third part, okay, we break it into parts already, right? Two parts, and then the third part, and, okay, ignore the and. Perpendicular to the straight line, okay, perpendicular to the straight line, okay, means that this straight line over here, okay, I'm gonna draw that line. Okay, let's say that straight line is like this. It's not to scale, as I say. It's not, as long as it's a gradient going negative, okay, this gradient is negative. Okay, so I'm gonna label this one to 0. Okay, we know that this straight line is 4x plus 4y plus 12 equals 0. Okay, go back to the question again. Find the equation of this straight line. You're gonna draw another straight line. Okay, this straight line where I draw is already given from the question. The equation of the straight line that I'm gonna draw is the equation that you're gonna find. Okay, and when we draw that line, we know that it's perpendicular. Look at the part 3 of the question. Okay, it's perpendicular, so I'm gonna draw a perpendicular line like that. Okay, this is the equation that we're gonna find. Y equals to mx plus c. Okay, this is 90 degree, and the thing here is here that this question part 2, the part 2 here passes through point P. Okay, now question is here. A lot of students don't know this point where to put which one simply put here or here or anywhere middle then wrong okay, so you cannot just simply hantam put the point in. You must understand the question. As I say, a word problem you need to solve the problem. So passes through point, okay, which one is the one passes through? You read the question part by part again. Find the equation of straight line. Okay, the straight line that you are finding, okay, passes through point P. Okay, so the line that we are finding is this line here, right? So we put the point P as long as it's on the line. So I put here. You want to put here also can, because it's still on the line, but don't put here, don't put here. Why? Because they didn't say that this point P also on the line, on the straight line of this. They didn't say that, so you cannot do that. Okay, so let's say I assume the point P it's here okay, as long as it's on the line P 210. Okay, so now we want to find y equals mx plus c. So first thing first, you need to find is m, right? Gradient. Before you find the equation, you must find gradient, you must find c, then only you form an equation, right? Okay, so we find gradient. But hey, There are no 2 points here. They are not given any 2 points here to find y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, right? And previously you learned parallel, or it is not given any parallel. But now you already learned perpendicular. Okay? Perpendicular, you need to know that the gradient is negative reciprocal, or m1 times m2 equals to negative 1. Okay, so we have the gradient. We definitely can find the gradient over here, m1. Okay, and this is m2. Okay, they are negative reciprocal to each other. As long as you find this gradient of this line, then you can find the gradient of the other one, right? Okay, so we're gonna find this m1. How to find m1? Okay, so we're gonna use this equation to make y as subject. Okay, we're gonna make y as subject. I move the 4 divided by 4 for all. So my gradient here is negative 1 over 4, and my m1. Okay, so my m2 is negative reciprocal, okay, faster, and negative reciprocal. So negative, I don't want to write the divide, so I straight away can. Okay, it's 4. Okay, so negative reciprocal, change sign, flip it. Okay, m is 4. So we're gonna find this equation, this m2, now we know that is 4. So we have we have y equals mx plus c. So we can actually straight away sub in the point, because we know that p 210, okay, 210. So we can sub into this equation, y equals to mx plus c. Okay, so I sub in here to find out my c. So my c is 2. Therefore, my equation of a line is y equals to 4x plus 2. Ta-da! Or you can use the y minus y1 though. Y minus y1 equals to the gradient. For don't use negative 1 over 4. Wrong. Don't use negative 1 over 4, because that one is the gradient for the other line. Okay, 4 and then x minus 2. And when you do this, you will still get the same answer, same equation. Okay, it's up to you which one you want to use. Okay, for example 17. So we go to example 18. Okay, so the diagram is given. Find the equation of the straight line. Okay, parts by parts. Equation of the straight line. This is the line that you're gonna find, which is y equals mx plus c. Perpendicular, okay, perpendicular to what? To JK. Okay, JK, the line is already here. And passing through point J. Okay, so now your perpendicular line, you don't simply draw a perpendicular line passing through JK like that. No, because they already mentioned here is passing through point J. Okay, passing through point J. So point J is here. So when you want to draw the perpendicular line, you must draw a line that passing through the J, not passing through K or anywhere. Okay, so this one is a 90 degree. Okay, so how are we gonna find this y equals mx plus c? We need our m, right? We need our m. But hey, do we have any m here? Do we have any m? No, but we have an equation of this line here, which is this part. So from here we can find our m. This is m1, and don't forget the other one is m2. Okay, so we're gonna find the m1 by making y as subject lah. Okay, I'm gonna write this one down. What I'm gonna do is times 12 for everything, so that I can make it into non-fraction. Okay, so this one will become 2x plus 3y equals to 12. I times 12 one by one, here like that. Okay, so I make y as subject, so become negative 2x plus 12. Y equals to negative 2 over 3x plus 12 over 3. I can ignore the 12 over 3. I will just need the gradient. This is my m1. Okay, since I get my m1 already, then I can get my m2 lah. Negative reciprocal, or change sign, flip it, so it's 3 over 2. Okay, Okay, so now we have our M. But how we gonna find C? No coordinate. Oh, no coordinate given. No point. Oh yeah, how? Okay, we know that this J is on the y-axis. Okay, this is y-axis. This X. It's on the y-axis. So if this one is on the y-axis, it means that this, which one is 0? X0 ka Y0? Think. I give you 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Is it X? Or is it Y? You confused, 0, Y. Okay? So it's 0, Y. So this coordinate J is 0, Y means that it's X equals to 0. Okay? So now I'm finding my J, my coordinate of the J. So when we want to find coordinate of the J, we have to sub in when X equals to 0. So when X equals to 0, I will sub into this equation, or this equation here also can, it's the same. I sub in here straight away since it's already make into Y is a subject, So Y equals to 4, right? So your J is 0, 4. Okay, so after that, I can find my equation already lah. Since it's passing through the y-intercept at 4, okay, so this J here is 4. I change it to 4. So we don't even need to do anything. We can substitute this C already as 4. Y equals to mx plus C, right? This m we already have is 3 over 2. And this C is already here. 4 is a y-intercept. C is y-intercept, remember? So the equation is y equals to 3 over 2x plus 4. Done. Okay? That's for example 18. Okay, so now I want to go to exercise 7.6. I want to cover question number 7 and 8. Okay, so far we have covered 1, 2, 3, 4 already. I will cover 7 and 8. Okay, but in this lesson, I want you to try first, because you never try, never know, right? You try first, and then you pause the video and try by your own. Okay, if you cannot, you give yourself a 5 minutes okay, to get the answer. If you have the textbook, you can refer to the answer. Okay, if you cannot do, you really cannot get the answer, then you refer to mine. Okay, you try your best first. Because this kind of question problem, you need to try by your own. If you keep on relying on me, if you rely on all my answers every time, every lesson, then you won't have the time for yourself to think. Okay, your brain cell doesn't work that way. Okay, so number 7. Okay, now I assume you already do by your own. If no, please pause. Okay, if already, okay, I continue now, right? So 3 points have coordinates A, B, C. Okay, I just plot my ABC. A here. Doesn't matter, it's just a draft. So it's not necessary for you to really follow the scale or whatever. Okay, so I'm gonna draw a triangle. Okay, I'm not gonna draw triangle. Okay, I just draw this line. Why I need this line? Okay, wait, I will let you know why. Okay, so 3 points. Okay, I already plot like this. The point F, okay, why I want to draw the line of BC? Because point F, okay, we have another point F, but it's not given any coordinate. Okay, we have point F is the foot of the perpendicular from A to BC. Okay, so meaning to say that A to BC, BC is a line already now. BC, you draw a line there because we need F. We need to know where is our F. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna draw one line that is perpendicular from A. Okay, from A to BC, like that, 90 degree. Okay, this is what it meant for this question. Point F is at the foot of the perpendicular from A to BC. Okay, so this A going down all the way, this is F. Okay, F you don't know. Okay, it's an unknown, so XY. Okay, find the coordinates of F. This is your first question here. Find the coordinates of F. Hence or otherwise find the perpendicular distance from A to the line BC. This is your second question. Okay, we find our first question first lah. Find the coordinates of F. Okay, how are we gonna find this F? How we find this F? So now we only have 3 coordinates. We are not given any equation of the line at all. Okay, so how are you gonna lead yourself to find F? Okay, so look back at the knowledge that you have learned before. Okay, you learn distance. You don't need distance for here. Midpoint, you don't need. You don't assume this F is midpoint. They didn't say that. Okay, so midpoint you don't use. Okay, gradient, maybe. Equation of parallel line, no, you're not gonna use parallel line. Perpendicular line, yes, because you have perpendicular already there, right? Okay, so what we're gonna do now is we use perpendicular because you already draw the perpendicular line there, right? Okay, we have M. We can find our M first, MBC. We find MBC, okay, because if we find MBC, the gradient of BC, we can also find the gradient of AF. Okay, so what we're gonna do here is this F here is a point of intersection, point of intersection of the line BC and AF, right? They intersect at each other at this. I circle this one for you already, or use this. Okay, this point over here. Here. This point F is the intersection of AF and BC. So if we find these two gradient or these two equation, okay, if these two equation, what we want to do is we make these two equation with simultaneous equation. With simultaneous equation, these two equation, then we can find our coordinate of F. So what we're gonna do here is we find this y equals to mx plus c, and we find another equation here, y equals to mx plus c. These two simultaneous. Okay, so we found one by one. We find the gradient first. We find the equation. Okay, I'm gonna write here equation. Now I'm looking for equation of BC. Okay, I'm gonna find equation of BC here. So before I find equation of BC, we need to find gradient of BC. Okay, so gradient of BC is 7 minus -1, so 7 plus 1 over 6 minus 2, so it's 8 over 4, which is 2, and y equals to mx plus c. Which point I'm gonna sub in? Okay, don't sub in 3, 6. 3, 6 is not on the line. Okay, it's not the equation, it's not on the line of this BC. So it's either you use B or you use C. Okay, because these 2 point is on the line. Okay, so I choose one lah. Let's say I want to choose 2, -1. Okay, I sub in here and I find my C. My C is -5. So my equation of this BC is 2x minus 5. Okay ka? So far okay? Okay, don't want to confuse you, so I'm gonna do like that. So this is the equation that I'm finding, equation of BC. Next, I find equation of AF. So equation of AF, we know that it's perpendicular, so M1, M2. Okay, this gradient here, we already know that is 2. This gradient, this M1 is 2. So this M2 here will be negative reciprocal, so -1/2. So my M2 is -1/2. Okay, -1/2. So again, y equals to mx plus c. What do I use? Okay, so now since we are finding equation of AF, we're gonna use the point that passing through this equation, which is A, 3, 6. Okay, so I sub in 3, 6 into my equation. my y is 6 and my x is 3, so my c is 6 plus 3 over 2, which is 15 over 2. You can calculate by your own first. So my equation of the line AF is y equals to negative half x plus 15 over 2. Okay. Okay, so I have these two equations already. Equation of BC, I have equation of AF. Okay, so now I want to find the coordinate of F. So what am I going to do here is I'm going to do simultaneous equation between this and this. Okay, I'm going to do simultaneous. Simultaneous equation, okay? So equation 1 and equation 2, I make them equal. So it's 2x minus 5 equals to negative half x plus 15 over 2. My working will be here. So I times 2 everything to get rid of the fraction. So my x is 5. Okay, after I get my x is 5, I sub in into one of the equation. Okay, I sub in the easiest one. I sub into the first equation. And my y is also 5. Therefore, my f is 5, 5. Okay, now this is the working. I hope it's not confusing. I draw the boxes for you already. So I first draw the draft. I draft out how it looks like, and I find equation of BC, I find equation of AF, and I simultaneous equation, and I find my coordinate of F. So this is my answer. Okay, I highlight that. Okay, so next question here, there's another question here. Hence or otherwise, find the perpendicular distance. Okay, second question here, perpendicular distance from A to the line BC. From A to the line BC means you are looking for this line, this distance I put as D. Okay, this distance here, we need to find this distance. Okay, so find this distance. We have A 3, 6, we have F already, which is 5, 5. Okay, I find out my 5, 5 already. So you can use the length formula or the distance formula. Okay, so distance. So the distance formula is square root. I assume you already know. You can refer to your formula page there. Okay, x2 minus y, x2 minus x1 bracket square plus y2 minus y1 bracket square. I get square root 5 and 3 significant figure. Okay, please find it out by your own. Do it on your own. This one I'm not gonna write down for you. Okay. Okay, the answer in units. Please give me an answer in 3 significant figure. Okay. Okay, so that is for question 7. Okay, so far? Question 7? Okay, so now I'm gonna give you task. I'm gonna do question 8 next lesson with you. Okay, so now I want you to do question 5 and question 6. Okay, so for lesson 6 today, you're gonna do example 16, example 17, and example 18. Right? Wait, 17 and 18. And then exercise 7.6, question number 7 only, the one that I explained to you. And your homework is question number 5 and 6. Okay. Question 8 I will discuss with you next lesson. Okay. I hope you can try to grasp this part over here. Okay, today is, I'm not gonna give you question 8. I think only question 7. I want you to digest about these questions first. Okay, so this is your work for your task today. Please submit to me. Okay, alright, thanks for today. That's all. I hope you learned something today. Thank you guys. Bye.